I've personally worked at 3 different door-to-door sales jobs. I'm gonna talk about my experience, which ones pay the most, which ones pay the least. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna talk about how to identify if a door-to-door business is a scam. Spoiler alert, there's a lot out there. So my first job that I worked at was going door-to-door in apartment complexes, selling water coolers. We would go to apartment complexes. Whether or not they had a no soliciting sign, we'd just be like, oh, I didn't see that. And then we would just like drive in, park our car, and then just start knocking. The way that it worked is we would knock on somebody's door and we would just let them know everybody in the apartment complex is getting one of these water coolers. Then we would have them go grab their phone, scan a QR code, make an account with them. And then how we got paid is if they purchased a water cooler, we would get paid a certain, amount of money. In order to make any sort of decent money, you'd have to sell 5, 6 of these every single day. When I joined this job, I was consistently selling 6, 7 every single day. The thing about it is a lot of people would cancel after I walked away. So I would be on the week, it'd be Friday. I'm like, dude, I think I got like $1,100 coming in, $1,200, like solid week. And it'd be like $300. I'm like, what? What the hell? What happened? So that was like my first taste of door-to-door experience. Terrible, because I thought that my paycheck would be up here, and then it was way down here. I would make consistently about $400 a week. And I was one of the best in the entire office. So that just goes to show, yeah. The second door-to-door job that I worked at was doing solar sales. And I didn't really know a whole lot about it when I first joined in. I walk in and immediately day one, I made like the top supervisor. I start pitching and again, I have fantastic success. This job financially was way different. So how we got paid is we would knock on somebody's door. We would let them know basically that we were the electric company. We're speaking with like everybody in the neighborhood today where there's a new program where we're lowering your electricity bills, excluding the word solar from our vocabulary. You were not allowed to say the word solar because that would turn people off as soon as they would hear that word. But we'd just say like, there's a new program in the neighborhood reducing everybody's electricity bills. And as a courtesy of signing up for this program, we have a $100 gift card right here for you. So people would be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna save money on my electricity bill and I'm gonna get a $100 gift card that I had no idea where it was coming from? Sign me up, please. I would say, okay, perfect. We have actually a bunch of one of my supervisors is actually in the neighborhood today. I'm just gonna have them swing by in just like 5 to 10 minutes. So I would put in, I would type in their address in my phone and I would hit send. And then within 5 to 10 minutes, one of the salesmen that was just sitting in the car waiting, pop up my address where I was at, and they go, okay, somebody's interested, head out to that house. And I would get paid based off of being like, oh, Mr. Boss, this is John. John, this is Mr. Boss. John was just letting me know he's owned this house for 40, 50 years, and he was looking to save money on his electricity bill. Okay, perfect, Julian, I got it from here. And then they would try to pitch them solar, and then they would 9 times out of 10 say no. But that's how I got paid. That job, financially, was amazing. I was a supervisor, so I wasn't at quite the entry-level position. But that job, every single week, would pay me $2,000. There were some weeks where I would have a rough week and I would make $1,000. There were some weeks where I would make $1,500. But consistently $2,000 every single week. And I hated it. But I'm gonna get to that at the end of the video. My third job, what I do right now. This job, out of all of them, pays the best out of any job I've ever worked at. I knock on people's doors and I do home remodeling. I see somebody that has 50-year-old windows on their home. I knock on somebody's door and I say, okay, I noticed that you have some of the similar age windows to some that we just replaced in the neighborhood. While we're here, we're just giving everybody free estimates. And somebody goes, okay, I'll take that. I'll take some information. and I get paid based off of whether or not somebody goes out there or not, because sometimes, you know, people, they cancel, they're like, actually, I'm too busy, I don't want to get this done. Or if somebody like goes out there and both, you know, it doesn't cancel and somebody signs up, like, yeah, actually, you know, give me 8 windows, and they actually purchase, you know, they don't say no, like they actually get new windows done on their house, I also get a small little bonus. I get paid bi-weekly, so I get paid every 2 weeks. But the best paycheck I've ever made in entire life, I just had. It was $6,500 before taxes. After taxes, it was $5,000 exactly. So that just kind of like goes to show, like, those are like 3 very different tiers of how much money you can make. I personally, like, the job that I'm at right now, I feel like is the best. Like, it's the best that I've ever worked at. Now, how to identify scam businesses. Because I don't know if you could tell or not, but 2 out of the 3 jobs that I just mentioned were 1,000% scams. We've all seen those Indeed postings where it says like the base pay, or like it'll say the pay range of like $20,000 to like $350,000. And it's like, okay, dude, what are we talking about here? We're talking like minimum wage and like $120 an hour. There's a little bit of a difference right there. At my first job, you know, selling people water coolers, I was paid $12 an hour for 1 whole week to sit inside of their classroom, like learning how to, you know, do door-to-door sales. After that, it was pure commission. The first, like, biggest bit of advice that I would give to anybody is look at how you get paid during your training. Oftentimes, whatever you make during your training pay is relatively equivalent to how much you'd expect to make after your training pay. My second job, signing people up for solar panels, I've made an entire YouTube video about this, about how, like, I, for lack of a better term, a professional scammer. You could identify that pretty early on with the fact that there was no training pay or any training period. Like, the training was knocking on somebody's door and going like, okay, pitch them. And it's like, what am I even pitching? My first day, I didn't even get the pitch. They ran out of paper. So they're just like, dude, just shadow me for a door and then like go hit a couple of your own. What? At that job, like, don't get me wrong, I was flat out making great money. I was making 6 figures. But after it was all said and done, I was literally scamming people. Like, we would have people call us back in 3 weeks because they would go on vacation and then they'd come back like after, like, you know, a trip to Oklahoma or something like that, like somewhere out of state, and then they'd be like, what are those on my roof? Because I don't know. I mean, like, we talked about this. And they're like, you never mentioned anything about solar panels. So watch out for that, okay? Don't get me wrong, if you want to be a piece of salesman and just make good money, go on and do that. You're gonna make great money wherever you go. But sometimes you might scam people. And if you do, personally, my advice, this is just my opinion, quit. Because I could not take it. Like, dude, taking like advantage of the elderly, not cool, dude, not cool. It was, oh my gosh. Hopefully my experience has like helped out, like kind of giving you like a realm of how much you can realistically look to make. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. How much money have you made in your door-to-door sales job? I kind of let you know mine, so let me know about yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. Take care. Bye. Goodbye.